Yeah, I love that. Yeah, you get three types of genders. Yeah, male, female, and idiot.
and dickhead. And have you seen these ads of that are coming out of these? What are they called? Cytoplasm, something. They're basically synthetic wombs where they're growing. They want to grow babies and
I've
like
seen
literally
that.
like factories coming
Yeah,
out. And I was having a chat with waking up with analog, and he goes through all the old newspaper articles, and he uncovered this whole thing back, around the sort of orphan train time where they had baby factories
yeah,
and they were pushing out thousands of babies, and now it looks like it's back
happening again.
again, right?
Yeah,
Back to the next reset. So
yeah, crazy man.
this is,
What type of human are they going to pump out? You know, more of what they want.
but you can also see why their whole, trans agenda is out there. The whole Trans Am thing is, if people don't associate as men and women, then you don't have parents, right? And that they're trying to attack the family, so don't have parents, and then people will be more onto the idea of growing a baby in a bloody womb, right? Because then any couple or threesome or foursome can have a baby, and
Yeah,
it sort of plays right into that agenda that we've all been watching, going, "What the hell is this? What's it all about?" But I mean, that could be a big tie into it, right? And then no marriage, and then the next thing we're in Brave New World, right? And then it's not far much of a step to the Matrix, right?
I'm gonna take myself a heart of revolution, gonna make my contribution. I can handle myself. Don't fake yourself. Be part of the solution. Don't be hateful. This knowledge puts hairs on your chest. Hands on your chest. Hands on your chest. Hands on your chest. Puts hands on your chest. The masses are very, very easily entertained.
They are, they are.
That's one
But
good combo I had with this lady today. Is she was onto a lot of stuff, and just when I told her we do these podcasts, she was like, "Wow, that's great. That's what we need, men. And, some men showing the way. So that's why I just wanted to get on. Like, we can sit here and ramble on about our
anything, Led Zeppelin, ramble on.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, like, what's some good stuff?
Gene
Like, what I mean,
Simmons.
for dudes in our position that now, what's next? Like you're planning your next stage. I'm at a point now where, we've got a plan, but it's
Well,
hard to plan.
it's the end of, yeah, it's the end of 2022. So yeah, we can talk about that. It's been a big year for everyone, especially, it's been a big year for you and for me. A lot of change going on.
Yeah,
Um, and I'm sure a lot of people are the same. Like it's like you said, like where are we going? Everyone's kind of floating, like what's happening next, kind of thing. But I think most of that comes from, the media, right? From everything that's been projected at us, because everything's just so weird. And like literally, like people have stopped saying, it can't get any crazier, because you say that and it just gets crazier.
yeah,
It's like, so I think it's the old answer, right? It's go inside and decide what you want to do.
that's it.
Time to make a change if you're not happy. I think the time's now, and um, I wouldn't leave it too long, because I mean, this agenda's rolling on, and I think it's going to keep rolling on in the cities. If you stay in, you'll find yourself surrounded by, God knows what, and you might not be able to get out. So
I
I think it's
know.
a good time to get out and get out of the cities too, myself.
Mm. My mate in Sydney said they're literally putting up gates.
What?
These guys, it's like full, yeah, full sci-fi.
Yeah, so you got to be the resistance. I mean, this is the thing. It's,
Corralling us.
yeah, yeah, and there's so many different levels going on, and it's like we remember when this all started back in, God, what was it, 2020? Like a few months in, we suddenly had all these people and all these YouTube channels, and they're all talking about the you know, the 17th letter. I don't know, can you still say that anymore? And you know, all the Nasara, Jasara, and white hats, and all this kind of stuff, and they're still out there. They are still out there getting a lot of views too. But you know, there was nothing to any of that, right? Nothing's happened yet, like nothing at all. So you know, is the media the same? You know, we keep getting because not that much has happened. We just get told all this stuff and told all this stuff and told all this stuff, and you know, the worst that happens is you know they you know steal. Can I say that? Another election. But you know, it's and they're putting up prices and that. But I don't know. I just think it's all on an illusion, really. I think we've just got to make our decisions and
Yeah.
decide what we want. You know, if we don't decide what we want, then we just create whatever they want, right? Not deciding is
Yeah.
still deciding, as they say.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, mate, I think, like you said, we've both had big years last year. So it's I think it's obviously, yeah, it's clear that you're getting into a good headspace now where you're making some cool, big decisions, you know, and to what's next in your future. And yeah, man, I'm at the same. I'm a little bit tied up, but I like with regards to my situation, my house, and so forth. But I can't help that. I've got to look at the positives.
Mm,
I've got to roof over my kids' head. But at the same time, yeah, I've got for the first time in probably 6 months to a year, mate. I'm actually got the mindset and space up here to think clearly and make these decisions. So yeah, if you're not at that point, just I think you've got to be gentle on yourself, but at the same time, there's a time when you got to go, all right, you need a bit of a kick up the backside.
mm, yeah, need to do something. Just you know, like they say, change is as good as a holiday, right? Just so yeah, because I think a lot of people are feeling trapped at the moment, you know, with all that's gone on, and obviously all the encroachment of you know all these rules they try and enforce, and you know people have got less money now because it's more expensive to live and all these things, and so I think just yeah, it's time to make a change, just whatever it is, right? Just do something different.
Yeah, humans hate change, mate. I learned that at a young age. You know,
yeah,
humans are just
creatures of habit.
oh, it's crazy, hey. And they're
Mm,
all little programming things. I was having that chat to one of my kids the other day. You know, he goes, "Wow, just it's incredible how we find ourselves just like yeah, we program ourselves each day. You know, and even little things. You know, I've got them, you know, at the gym and training and doing really good things for themselves these days. But they've literally had to rewire their programming up here. You know, and it's good. It's been good. But we all sort of have to do that.
mm. Well, this is the thing. I mean, that's another reason people are all confused is because of all this information they've learned in the last couple of years of what's really going on in this place, right? And it's all like, oh, well, what
A
do I do?
lot
What
to
do I
take
do?
on, mate. It's a lot to take on for the average bear. Yeah, especially for someone who's only just starting to see the cracks. Like fuck, hey, like now you're only starting to see the cracks. Now, like okay, but that's good. But it's crazy.
It's,
And then yeah, to come into this information. Yeah, I've got people in the area that local people, for example, and that they're people I know. They watch your Autodidactic channel, and stuff like that, and they're living it, and they're at that stage now where like it's pretty new to them, and they're sort of balls deep, you might say, and then I've got a couple that are teachers at a local school. I won't give too much away, but mate, I spent about a year ago, I spent just 5 minutes on the street saying a few things to them, and I spun her out. Mate, but yeah, the same thing. They've had that year of growth where they're really just taking in all this information and they're like, fuck. And then when
mm,
they see me on the street, then same thing. Now we can have these conversations that are yeah, it's I think we get to the point where you're just like, you just it's all knowing, you know, and it's like how like we said at the start of this chat, mate, like how you know, like how they how can't they see it all? You know, it's incredible that people are just starting to.
Yeah, and some people still don't see it.
Yeah, and that's it. And some people, that's the other, that's what we're saying. Sorry, yeah, they're not. They're just still stuck in that system where they think this is all real.
Yeah, which is fear again, because and that they don't want to. Well, it's fear, I guess, that they've chosen the wrong thing and believed the wrong thing and built their life based on lies. They don't want to go there. They'd much rather just yell at the world and keep living their little illusion. But I mean,
Mm.
it must be, a shock to wake up, I reckon, especially in 2 years and get all this stuff come out. But I mean, I'd just say, avoid the dark rabbit holes. You don't have to go down every rabbit hole. You don't have to know
Good
every,
advice, mate.
every detail. You can
Yeah,
know that they're doing, the wrong thing with our young ones, and that's, you don't need to know that much more, really.
yeah, because it is pretty gruesome,
It is. You
you
get
know.
stuck down
So
there,
yeah,
spiral
and
down.
spiral down here. We don't want that.
No, no, no.
No, yeah, and living. Mate, I'm just yeah, it's great. I'm starting to get some clarity in my brain, which has been really good for me. And yeah, it's exciting to see what's next when you can get a bit of clarity. You know, it's yeah. So
Yeah,
there's a few different realities going on, which is classic. You know, I think you just got to go with your own.
yeah.
And yeah,
Well, that's the thing. I've just spent some time traveling up and down the East Coast, and I spent a week at my friend Kelly's farm, 150 acres, and there's just no one out. It's just different, right? There's no one out there. There's no external kind of stuff coming at you when you're in that kind of a situation. Obviously, not that they can go into town and stuff, but
yeah,
yeah, it's really interesting. Like when I got back, I just felt like really boxed in. Like there's too many walls. Because and that was just after sort of 5 or 6 days of just having open space around. So um, yeah, I think I'm going to be
time for
moving back
change,
there.
bro.
Yeah, time for a change. Yeah, exactly
Good
right.
man.
Get out.
Good, bro. Yeah, the importance of getting out amongst it is, like so good. I try to get in the water every day, mate. That's
Yeah,
that's my thing, and the level of I'm seeing people around me like the lady who I was with today, mate. Like where she's literally sold her house, bought a bus, a single. Well, like
yeah,
and
yeah.
doing it herself and doing it all herself and putting the kid
What's you
like
get,
pretty.
like a full bus or like a
Yeah, it's like a big bus.
a full
Yeah,
one? Wow.
yeah.
Okay. Nice.
So it's it's just nice to come across people like us out there, mate, that are actually doing it. It's not I'm sitting here talking about it, and there's people out there doing it. So it's good. It's good
Yeah,
to
yeah. Well, it also means you're getting closer, right? If people like are starting to, you're meeting people that are already doing it. But that's the thing, you've got to put it out there first, right? Like, things do take time. I think a lot of people, expect instant change. I want change and I want it now, and that can be a bad thing because it pushes you to make the wrong decisions because you're just changing for changing's sake. But like I said, change is as good as a holiday. But as far as big changes, and I'd definitely say, don't jump into anything too quick. But you can give things a try, all right. This is the thing. You can buy a van, for a second-hand one for 5 grand and fix it up and go out on the weekends, right? And travel around a bit and start getting out there and meeting different people who are doing the same thing. I mean, that's another thing. Once you start doing these, you start to meet all the
yeah,
people that are out there doing it, and you get more
that's right.
opportunities. And
Yeah,
it's all about just, yeah, action, right? Having a decision and doing something different, getting out there, which
yeah,
is,
man.
why I want to move too, because, the people in the country, they're different to the people in the city, right?
Yeah,
They're different
yeah,
people. Even the ones that are,
Jabberwocky.
that are
Yeah,
that yeah have the juice. They're not as they don't seem to be as
The
As
juice.
juiced up, man.
Juiced up. I like it.
God, talking
That's
about juice, did you hear about the Liver King?
yeah. I think
Gosh,
he wasn't on the juice. Have a look at the guy.
I can't believe he was telling people he wasn't juiced, but I mean it's a good, analogy, right? Like if you're out there pretending that you're something you're not, you're going to get found out and fall. He's had a big fall from grace. He just kind of went straight up and straight down, didn't he?
Chewed up and yeah, spat out.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
just shows you like all the stuff he was pushing. It was all he wasn't doing any of that. He's like, oh, all I eat is liver and cow's nuts and sleep on the floor and I don't know all this weird stuff. But he was just on the juice.
The old different juice. Different
Different
juice to the
juice.
other juice.
Yeah,
Different juice.
he likes
Uh,
his needles too. So
any
keep
juice,
keep
mate.
all these needles out of you.
What the hell? I know. They're like thumb. What do they call them? The thumb. Where you keep the needles, the little thumb
Oh,
pricks.
I don't know.
That's what humans are like these days, mate. You know where you store your needles and yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, gosh, that's no good. No,
There's in
no.
sewing. Yeah, there's a term like in
Oh,
people who sew where they keep their little
oh,
thumb,
okay.
like
Sewing. I thought you were
their
talking about
needles.
something else.
Yeah, more funny. Yeah, crazy, crazy, crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Did you see Gene Simmons came out? Have you seen that clip?
No.
You have to check it out. He came out and basically said, "Do what the government tells you to do." It's pretty much it, right?
Wow.
I want to rock and roll all night and party every day, as long as the government let me. Yeah, he came out and he was like really ranting and raving and how dare you, he was just doing dumb shit it's like a stop sign. If you don't stop at a stop sign, then you're endangering other people. It's exactly the same if you don't get the Fauci ouchie and
Oh my goodness.
how they turn, right?
Yeah. Well, mate, it's either. I guess they've got an ultimatum, so they must give them an ultimatum. Either you can die, or we can put 10 million in your bank account. Which one do you want?
Yeah, well, a few people are starting to drop off, aren't they? Which is an interesting question. Like, because I just assumed all these elite types would have just got, wouldn't have got it or just got fake ones. So, but a few of them are dropping off. Had quite a few celebrities,
Mm.
dying
Well,
strange.
mate, I'm seeing it first hand too with like friends and family and stuff like that at work. People's partners are dropping left, right, and centre. Um,
Really?
they can't put two and two together though. It's interesting. And this friend of mine, she rang me the other day. I've been speaking to her for a bit. Her mum's. They said she's got cancer, and they said we'll start treating her for chemo, and then they just said she's got till the end of December. So
What?
yeah, now they've just moved her to a hospice and
And
like
Merry Christmas.
yeah.
Well, it's like in Canada, in Trudeau's Canada, they're now trying to push like assisted suicide is like
Oh my
now,
goodness.
yeah,
I know.
like
I know.
for
Oh
people with like mental illness, and when I'm
yeah.
talking about people with um, terminal diseases, but people, yeah, who have got a few mental issues, they're like going, well, you could always kill yourself.
Yeah, we'll help you.
I mean, you can just imagine it. Like, it's going to make the psychiatrist's jobs really easy, right? Like, people come in, it's like, oh, doc, I don't know what to do. I feel like I want to kill myself. And the doc will be like, oh, just your luck. I can help you with that.
It's like a bad dream, man.
It's just so, it's so bizarro world, right?
It's you just can't put your finger on it, can you? It's man, and I love these conversations we have. I do. I love listening to podcasts and things like that as well, and always open to the information. But mate, like we'll never know. A lot of this. I think the evidence is there, as in, we know Tartaria, and we're looking into World's Fairs, and we've got an idea of how they've repopulated and all this sort of stuff. But like, there is just so much that we will never know, and
There's
we're not.
definitely another level of knowledge out there. I mean, it is the great unveiling, so hopefully we'll learn some. But I mean, this is the thing, it's all been, especially with history, right? It's all been so chopped up and changed. It's almost would be almost impossible to create the actual timeline and get the whole story back. But who knows, right? Who knows? But that's why again we've just got to focus on what we want, right? It's all really distraction in the end.
100%, man. Let's just go back to that, because I think more than ever, like yourself, do the move. Like, do something awesome, mate. Make some changes. Enjoy your fucking life. Do what you love. Same with me. Like, and that's where I'm at, mate. Enough is enough. Like, yeah, I could sit here and watch, YouTube videos all night, and study this and study that, and wonder about things, and I was doing that, and I did that for years. But mate, yeah, I'm at the point now of pick up the guitar, do things you love,
Mm,
and that's it.
yeah,
That's it. It's got to be real simple. We've just got to, keep it simple.
yeah, and start doing just things that, like you say, that you love, that you enjoy. And I'd also say to people, start thinking about how you can, turn some of that into a living, right? Like, and get, if you're still in
That's
the system and reliant on it, like,
yeah,
it's like Gary plays music, right? So, he can work more on that, and his fitness and stuff like this. So we've all got things we can do. I want to move out to the farm and, get back into gardening and permaculture and growing food, and there's heaps
that's
of ways to
awesome.
make money from that. And I mean, I'm
Yeah,
out of the system already. I don't I haven't had a job in years, so that's good. But I mean, this is a thing, right? And because I am that I can, make this move. I didn't have any thoughts about, oh, how am I going to make money or a job or anything like that, because it doesn't
yeah,
matter, right? I do what I do wherever I am. So and that's a freedom, right? Not being tied to the system. So I'd say, start looking at what your skills are, right, and focus on that and get
awesome,
out,
man.
because that's what people are looking for. I mean, I'll probably make videos about permaculture too, because why not? But everyone wants to know this stuff now, because everyone's, not everyone, but people like us want to move out, want to make a change, want to grow their own food, want to get fit, want to whatever, learn how to refurb buses and drive them around the countryside and
Yeah, man.
this kind of stuff. It's so I think 2023 is going to be the year on the move. I think there's going to be a
Mm,
lot of move, a lot of, transitory things going on.
well, we've got to, like, yeah, get us by the testicles.
Yeah, well, but I mean, it's kind of time, right? We've spent 3 years and everyone got this shock, and then, everyone lost their jobs and everything changed. Everyone got time to think. Then the world went crazy. And now it's like, well, it's time for action, right? What are you going to do instead? Because the old world's gone, man. It's gone. Wouldn't I don't don't feel good about the people that are still in there. And I mean, look what they're doing in Europe and that. It's not so bad in Australia yet, but in America, and that prices are going through the roof, and they're playing with the power and the food and all this kind of stuff. So, which again is another reason to get out of the cities. And
That's it, man. Yeah,
if you're reliant on yourself for food and power and shelter, well, they can't take it away from you.
that's it. That's where we're at. That's where we've all got to head. I think, just on that note, man, is what, like, that's the importance of, for me, to today's chat too. I think we've all got to make that decision now, where it's like, okay, mate, I'm still on mains power here. I'm still, I don't use a lot of tap water, but we still use it.
Mm,
So all these luxuries, I've got to find a way. But yeah, it's great, man. It's a great chat, because got to pull the finger out and start to
mm. And this is the thing, you've just got to, start with, like we said, putting the intention out there. It's, because I wanted to get out into the country. I've been talking about it for, probably 2 years, right? And I've had a few different offers, but, they just weren't kind of right. But, I don't own land, but I'm going to live on a farm, right? I'm going to go live on 150 acres. So
that and relationships, mate. That's where it's at too. Because when we find our people, it's not about, oh, this is mine, and no one else. Like this Australian mentality that, mate. We grow up, we have our kids, we kick them out of home at 18. Why fucking have kids? Like it makes our lives so hard. Like I'm not whinging but that's the reality. I've battled from 18. You have kids young, and it's hard.
Well, that's the thing. I want to get something set up that, where there's space that people can come and hang out. It's like it's like with this. We're obviously almost at Christmas, and Christmas is so stressful for people, and the stress is that they've got to, apart from the money side and the consumerism, which don't do that, guys. Just give people your presents. Don't buy them presents. But it's all the running around, right? To all the different. Most people that they go into 2 or 3 things on Christmas Day, and if not, it's one thing, Boxing Day, one thing Christmas Day, one thing New Year's Eve. So it's, so imagine if everyone just had like a family house on some land, and everyone just went there for the week, and actually could relax and could actually, enjoy their time and spend time with each other. It'll be a completely different thing, right? So that's what I think we need to try and set up, those kind of systems, rather than this consumerism. You get to the end of Christmas and everyone's just stuffed, right?
Yeah, mate, I've given up. I'm the Christmas Grinch.
Yeah.
I don't get a tree, mate. I've said to my kids, that's it. Like I'm a single dad with 3 kids, mate. I look after them all the time. I cook their meals. I bloody pay for everything. And then it comes to Christmas, and then I've got to go and spend thousands of dollars on them. It's like, fuck off. No. You guys put your money together and go and buy me a pair of sneakers.
Exactly right. Yeah.
No, I've had enough.
But it also, presents people used to make them. It used to be something that meant something, whatever it was, and they're the kind of things that people actually, will keep and actually appreciate. Most of the stuff people get, it's in the bin within a year.
Yeah.
It's a dumb system, and it's just to propagate consumerism, right? So, which looks like it's, dying, right? We may not even have Christmas in a few years if some people get it the way they want. We'll have a gender neutral festivity day.
These fuckwits. Unbelievable, mate. Just morons. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, you get 3 types of genders. Yeah, male, female, and idiot.
And dickhead. Fuckwit. Talking about that, just as one more point is, we kind of touched on the start of the orphans and all this kind of stuff and what's going on. Have you seen these ads that are coming out of these? What are they called? Cytoplasm something. They're basically synthetic wombs where they want to grow babies, and literally like factories.
Yeah.
Introducing Ectolife, the world's first artificial womb facility, powered entirely by renewable energy. Ectolife allows infertile couple to conceive a baby and become the true biological parents of their own offspring. It's a perfect solution for women who had their uterus surgically removed due to cancer or other complications. With Ectolife, premature births and C-sections will be a thing of the past. Ectolife is designed to help countries that are suffering from severe population decline, including Japan, Bulgaria, South Korea, and many others. The facility features 75 highly equipped labs. Each state-of-the-art lab can accommodate up to 400 growth pods or artificial wombs. Every pod is designed to replicate the exact conditions that exist inside the mother's uterus. A single building can incubate up to 30,000 lab-grown babies per year.
Which is
Lucky
coming
brain.
out. And I was having a chat with this guy called Waking Up with Analog, and he goes through all the old newspaper articles, and he uncovered this whole thing back, around the sort of orphan train time where they had baby factories
Yeah,
and they were pushing out thousands of babies, and now it looks like it's back
happening again.
again, right? Back
Yeah.
for the next reset. So
Yeah, crazy, man.
this
What
is,
type of human are they going to pump out? More of what they want.
but you can also see why their whole trans agenda is out there. The whole Trans Am thing is, if people don't associate as men and women, then you don't have parents, right? And that they're trying to attack the family, so don't have parents, and then people will be more onto the idea of growing a baby in a bloody womb, right? Because then any couple or threesome or foursome can have a baby, and
Yeah,
it sort of plays right into that agenda that we've all been watching, going, what the hell is this? What's it all about? But I mean, that could be a big tie into it, right? And then no marriage, and then the next thing we're in Brave New World, right? And then it's not far much of a step to the Matrix, right?
well, that's it. And not
That's where
only
it's
like,
at.
yeah, with encouraging all this, you know, bullshit about genders and stuff, mate. People are they're stopped having babies for one,
Mm.
too. So that's the other thing, like the
Well, they're pushing that too. That they're
yeah,
pushing that agenda that populations are dipping, and that if we don't do something quickly, that in 50 years we won't have enough people to, I don't know, run the planet or run the
you know,
realm or something.
when,
God knows what
crazy.
that means, right? But,
And at the same time, they say there's not enough land.
yeah, exactly right. Like,
Like,
come on, get it
fucking
straight.
hell, it's just comedy, mate. It's so retarded to sit back and watch and see
Mm.
this and far out, man.
And that's all we should do is just,
Laugh at it.
yeah, just laugh at it. Don't get
Yeah,
triggered. Don't like think, oh my God, it's so bad. Just laugh because it's just a
yeah.
joke. And
Mate,
it's only real if you want it to be real, and if you engage with it and you give it your energy, then it becomes real. But if you go, bugger this, I'm taking off in the bus or whatever, that's hilarious. Oh my God,
yeah,
dresses in the White House, what's going on? That's what movie am I on? Yeah, just laugh at it and get on with your life, right? You know,
man. It's
which
good
is a good
advice. That's
point.
where I'm at, bro. I'm actually starting to love life again. It's great.
Mm,
It's like, I always knew this was a shit show anyway. Like, I mean, you're such a young age, man. It's like, like how can this be? Like, we've got space used to spin me out for one, mate. I remember reading in the library at school like about the rockets and how they did this, and when they got up to certain altitude, it dropped this bit off, and then the other engine came out. I'm like, what
yeah,
the fuck?
yeah. How does how?
Like
What? And why would you design it like that? What?
so many things can go wrong, it's like more components, more problems. And yeah, anyway, it's just, I knew at a young age, mate, NASA was pure comedy. I still love seeing people walking around with NASA shirts on and having a little giggle to myself.
Well, NASA are getting hammered at the moment on social media, and that just because everyone's, I guess, been pointing out how fake their stuff is, and it's just they're still just putting out stuff that just is so easy to rip apart as fake. And I don't know, it's a very strange time, isn't it? Like everything's, it's like all this information's coming out, but at the same time, they're trying to lock down everything and put, it's this real battle of sort of, you know, information versus, locking down information, really, isn't it? Which gets us
So,
back to, don't pay attention to it. go
yeah,
and go and play
exactly.
carrots. Go
Get
for a
set right.
walk.
That's what I can even feel when I start to think about it too much. I can feel now these days. I feel my head start to ache. It's like
Mm,
I don't need it, mate. It's
right.
just like just go for a run.
Get out
Go
and
and cook some
walk.
good food for yourself. Turn fucking television. If you have a television, you're an idiot.
Yeah, well, and
That's
if you
why they
watch
call
it,
it an
you're
idiot
even
box.
it's more silly.
So Get
Yeah,
rid of
no,
that shit.
I've been going for walks if I'm like, because I mean, YouTube, God, it's getting pretty bad, isn't it? With the algorithm, there's just nothing to watch like there used to be. You know, it used to be that
No, man.
you'd watch stuff and you'd just get fed and you'd go down these rabbit holes and 10 hours later you'd be like, oh, what the hell happened?
And it
But
was good
now it's
stuff
just like
too.
you've
It was
got
always good. It was always, yeah. Now it's just like,
now
if
it's
you find good shit,
crap and you get like this random stuff and it's hard to find anything to watch. And so I found myself a few times sitting there going, oh, and I just get up and go for a walk. Go
yeah,
for a walk for
good,
half an
man.
hour, come
Yeah,
back, have some different thoughts, start doing something.
big time, bro. Yeah,
Um,
I'm trying to change the program too, mate. Like my physical like my program of the
mm,
avatar. And yeah, just little things. Yeah, same, man. Like in the afternoon, it's so easy for me to just at the end of the day to go, right, chill time. I'll pour a glass of wine and chill the fuck out. Now I'm like, no, I'll go for a walk, or I'll take the dogs out, or I'll go to the gym at night. I've started even training twice a day. So I'll
right.
go to the gym back at night, yeah, and just do a little bit. And it just creates even the relate because my boys will come too. So it's creating a different thing for them.
Yeah,
So it's yeah, man, it's just changing we create these patterns for ourselves, which are
yeah,
just yeah, you know,
yeah. I agree. Break the pattern, because most of these patterns we've been in for 40 years, man.
no, bro, fuck.
Time for something different for sure.
Hey, on another note, I'm addicted to this drink. They
Oh,
try it. It's Cocoa Coast. I don't know if you get it where you are.
it looked like Coca-Cola.
Trying
It's a disappearing drink can, man.
to,
Can't
anyway,
see it.
they come
What's
in
it?
different.
I
Mate,
did
I
see it
go
for a minute.
into it's this one's strawberry coconut water.
Oh, coconut water, is it? Okay. Is it
It's
um
unbelievable.
is it fizzy or is it just
Well, they do a sparkling one, but this one's just strawberry.
yeah,
And
right?
mate, I go into this shop every day, and the girls there, I'm like, have you seen the movie Don't Mess with the Zohan?
Yeah, yeah,
Adam
like,
Sandler, and he's got the
yeah,
fizzy bubbly. There's a drink that he loves, the fizzy
yeah, yeah,
bubbly.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, and I just come in for my fizzy bubbly every day. I've
Cooking
got
it
them
with the
all. They're all hooked on it now. So
oh,
anyway,
no, yeah, right. Well, there
it's
you
bloody
go.
fun.
I'll have
Yeah.
to keep a lookout for it.
But mate, don't I reckon the key too. I've never done it too much either. Is take life too seriously. I've just had a tough year. I think our podcast over the next year will be even more fun, mate, because you'll really see the real Gaz again.
Yeah, well, I mean, me too. I mean, we started this podcast because we were both kind of
We're both
down in the
depressed.
dumps. We both kind of got kicked in the head by life a bit. So, but yeah, no, that was, 4 months ago, I guess now. So, yeah, I agree. I'm ready for, new greener pastures, as they say.
Yeah, man, it's exciting.
Mm,
It is really fucking exciting. Like, forget all the shit, like fuck, like how cool, like to focus on these things, like what's next and building,
mm.
get the bus sorted and going to hang with Kelly and mate, I'm excited for what's next for me too, rather than I was in a real fearful mode there for a while because that's what they want from us,
Mm.
and everyone, even woke. Well, I won't say the word woke because they fuck with that too. But even the people who are
Tell me
going
what.
nuts.
Be
Yeah,
awake. Awake, not woke.
awaken. I don't know.
If you go woke, you go broke, apparently.
Yeah, pretty much. uh,
They still do it. Uh,
cool, man.
all right. Well, there we go. Looks like we got to the end of it. So,
Yeah, that'll do for today, all right.
yeah, yeah. So, what's the date? Hopefully, we'll get this out before Christmas. If we do, Merry Christmas, everyone. Have a good
Yeah.
time. But yeah, focus on people. Don't run around and consume and all this kind of stuff. Like, try and build something
No.
that's real.
That's
Um,
it. And
you know,
mate, just Christmas, let's get back to like, yeah, I know you know it, but like remembering what Christmas is really about and what Christmas is. And as the ancients knew, Santa Claus came from the claustrum, which is the fluid that our brain produces when we're reproducing, and it comes down from our brain all the way down our spine and
Tree.
out our pinnacle. And that's where the analogy of Santa Claus coming down the Christmas tree giving out the presents comes from. So it's it's got nothing to do with giving presents.
And it's the equinox, right? That's really what it is, and it's a holy day. It's not they try and tell us they're holidays, but they're actually holy days, which means it's time to get whole again, right? Spend some time with yourself and your creator.
That's it. And give people, like Campbell said before, your presents, not physical presents. Yeah,
Giving your presents, not your presents.
that's it. And just like Darth Vader said to Luke Skywalker, "I've felt your presence."
I felt your presence. Yes. Indeed. All right. So there you go, guys. Have an awesome Christmas, New Year's, and we'll be back in 2023 with a whole new revamped, new re-energized Mailmen podcast. All right, guys. Catch you in 2023. Bye for now.
I always thought it was up to me to make a difference. Means nothing to sheep. Fooled by the love of the government's hugs. I'm kissed by the one, she's the sun from above. Ain't it funny in a room full of test ya? Making money for the moon, I betcha. Ain't it funny I'm your groom and I get ya? I'd see best when I see she's wet. If I had the chance I'd swim oceans and sing. Slap a smile from your face, you got nothing to bring. Two hands, great flick, thanks Heath Ledger. Elixir on elixir. I will, I won't ever be that man, ever be that man again. I will, I won't ever be that man, ever be that man again. Now I know that it's up to me to make a difference. Mine's like a sheep, not fooled by the government's hugs. Need a fast life, love like doves. Not fooled by the government's direction. Can't blame, don't give me erection. Might sound mean, but I think I see ya. And stranger, no danger.
Moment for a second, then I lose my concentration. If rumors were religion, then I'd be the confirmation. I intend to get my sights set on using information to connect the chosen people to this soulful inspiration. There are no limitations when you're living from the heart, shining light into the darkness with the art as we embark on an instrumental mission, stepping on a peaceful path, knowing where we come from, letting you know who we are.
I will, I won't ever be that man, ever be that man again. I will, I won't ever be that man, ever be that man again. ever be that man, ever be that man again. I won't ever be that man, ever be that man again. I won't ever be that man, ever be that man again. I won't ever be that man, ever be that man